Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This week we are memory planning the week that was May the 13th through to May the 19th, and we are using this super pretty kit from Murdoch Talks, and as you can see I'm basically digging into a whole bunch of like copper slash rose gold leaning copper foil. For anyone who has been following on with my channel for a little while now, you'll know and will have probably seen this kit so many times in my different lineups, because it was a kit that I just went back and forth on so many times. And the reason for that is because I think I said it in my kit lineup video, but the kit lineup videos for 2024 never made it to air. So I was basically saying how I ummed and ahed over this kit for so long because it has a lot of pumpkins in it. There's a box that I use with donuts that has like a spider, a pumpkin. So it's very lean Halloween, like lean autumn, which is fine if you're not in Australia, because Australia, autumn does not coincide with Halloween. So if you're like Northern Hemisphere, this kit would be perfect for you for Halloween. Like, it's so much fun. The like field vibes, the pumpkins, like they're perfect. But for me, I was always debating between whether I wanted to use it as a Halloween kit or whether I wanted to use it for an autumn kit. But every time I looked at it, the kit was such an autumnal color palette that I wanted to use it for autumn. So lo and behold, 2024 was the year of using up older kits and just finally putting the kits that I had kept bumping from my lineup into my planner. And I'm so happy I did, because I actually really love this spread. And I only owned 2 kits from Murdoch Talks. This is the second one that I've used in 2024, so they are now gone. And although it was interesting and challenging to try and plan with this kit, because I'm obviously not used to this format, I really enjoyed it. So I think I used the bougie boxes or underlays, I believe, were Scribble Prints Co. The bottom washi overlay I only put on like that tan line, and that is from SPC. And then I think, yeah, I put headers on as well, which are also from SPC. So I don't foil everything. Again, I don't know if I'll ever go back and do that, because I kind of like how the spread looks as is right now. Sorry if you just heard a weird noise. My dog is sitting there like licking the literal crap out of himself. And I hate when he does that, because he gets really irritated skin. So I have to try and get him to stop doing it without yelling during the video. Anyway, so this week my sidebar is my usual. I've got my 3 full boxes and my section for my highlight of the week. And then we move into the weekly plans. So we're going to try and speed run this because I've only got 9 minutes. But I've also marked work consistently throughout the week as well. So I think I mentioned a couple of videos ago that whenever a kit has like the work labels, I will use those. And I just write in like my standard working hours, which I'll normally aim to do 8:30 till 4:30. Sometimes I'll start earlier, sometimes I'll work later. But of course, because I'm filming these videos so far after the fact and doing voiceovers so far after the fact, I just put in what would otherwise be my standard hours. So on Monday, of course, I've got work at the top of the day there. And then I marked this day was the day that I signed up for Neopets. Again, I contemplated getting a Neopets kit, but by the time I ordered it, waited for shipping, it was going to delay like my succession of filming and posting and all of that. And again, had I have done that, this kit would have once again been bumped from my lineup. So I did not get a Neopets kit. But I signed back up for Neopets. I'm one of those people that played in the very beginning. I had the laboratory maps, I had the paintbrushes, I had all of that. And then I had a friend online who ended up hacking my original account, and I could never get it back. And now if I tried to get it back like years and years later, I wouldn't recall the email address or anything like that. So I just signed up from the beginning. I also marked that I had a YouTube binge this day, and that I was reading It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I then marked that I chilled out with my doggos on the couch, that we watched some Fear the Walking Dead, and that I uploaded my November and December kit lineup, which I assume would have been for the previous year. Probably, because we established that I've been behind since like October 2023. So there's that. On Tuesday, we've of course got work at the top of the day there. Again, I didn't state, but for anyone who may be curious as to what stickers I've used where, I don't actually mention where each of them are from, but I will link each of the stores used in the description below. But of course, as always, if you want to know where a specific sticker is from, drop it in the comments below and I will get back to you. But I then marked that after work, I spent some time playing Neopets. I also did some tidying up. I did some more reading of It Ends With Us. I hung out on Twitch, and then I put a binge watch sticker there, so I'm assuming we watched more Fear the Walking Dead. On Wednesday, I had a blood test first in the morning. And again, for anyone playing at home, you guys will know that once I do have a blood test or like a scan day for IVF, I do treat myself to McDonald's breakfast on the way home. So, of course, I have marked my McDonald's breakfast. I've then marked work. After work, I marked that I had myself a little nappy nap. And then, I don't know if I have mentioned this before. I probably have, so sorry if you have heard this before. But essentially on my scan and ultrasound days, my husband does come with me because in the grand scheme of things and in regards to IVF, generally the husbands don't get to do a lot. Like there's not really much they can do. So that's kind of his way of being included, I guess. And he kind of comes for my support because I don't always do the best with the blood tests. I get a lot of anxiety and stuff around those. So he comes with me, which means we go in one car. I then drop him to the station to catch a train to work. And then when he comes back home on the train, I then have to meet him there and pick him up because obviously he doesn't have a car. So I marked that I picked him up this night. We then did a grocery shop afterwards. And I'm sitting here doing this in the dark, which probably isn't great for my eyes. But that night we did get Red Rooster on the way home. And then pretty much after we ate, I went to bed. So that is what I finished out Wednesday with. Apparently I'm planning really slowly, so I don't know if you're about to see a bunch of like missing footage or what the deal is. But yeah. So moving on to Thursday. So Thursday, of course, we have work at the top of the day there. Oh my goodness, I'm about to get the hiccups. I then marked doing some laundry, and that, of course, you guessed it, I'd signed up for Neopets. I was going to continue to play the hell out of Neopets. So I marked playing Neopets on this day. I then marked that we had a very random, out of nowhere, no idea why, ant infestation. We had to get all of the ant rids. We did the vacuuming, like we did everything. And they were these little black ants, and they were all across the windowsill in our living room, all across our floor, but there were so many of them that you could actually see them from a distance. Like if I was sitting on one side of my living room and looked across to the other side of my living room, which is probably like, I don't know, 5 meters, I could see them on the floor. That's how bad it was. We ended up getting rid of them eventually, but I was very stressed about it. Lots of anxiety. I then marked that I did a voiceover this day and that I read some more of It Ends With Us. On Friday, I had yet another blood test. I got McDonald's on the way home. I marked work. I did have a headache this day. I remember getting to the blood test this day and I was like, I have such an epic headache, because by this time you kind of just like, towards the end of a cycle, you feel like garbage. That's how I felt. And I vocalized that to them. And then, of course, I had a headache this day. And then this night, we actually started our injections for our transfer cycle. So we were gearing up for a transfer cycle leading up to this. And obviously, the blood tests were to monitor my hormones to make sure that I was ready at the appropriate time. And after Friday's blood test, they confirmed that I was. So we started our injections this night. I then marked having a TikTok scroll, and then I've left a blank box, but I haven't recorded what that was. I'm assuming that, like always, we've watched a movie or something like that. I literally did miss out a whole chunk of footage, huh? Weird. Apologies. But yeah, that's blank. And then on Saturday, I marked that we had a vet appointment, and then on the way home from the vet, we did a quick run into Woolworths and Priceline to get some food and to get some medications. I then marked that I got a coffee while we were there, and then when I came home, I did do some filming. I then marked that we had a lazy evening, that my football team played one of the Queensland teams, and we lost 22 points to 28, if I can read my own writing correctly. And then on Saturday night, we watched The Ring 2. So did we watch The Ring the previous day? That would be logical, right? Like, that would make sense. Surely. I do know I have the plans for this week somewhere, so eventually, one day, hopefully soon, I'll find them and be able to fill in the blanks. I've kind of been trying to do that because I really want to do a flip through of this planner for you guys, like once I'm done. But we'll see how we go with that. And then last but not least, we of course get to Sunday, the last day of the week, which I literally just said because that was like deja vu for me. But a day of rest. So Sunday, the first thing that I've marked was doing some filming. And then apparently we went. Oh, so we went to our friend's house this day. I was like, we went to Woolworths again and did another grocery shop. I was like, why the heck would we have done that? So what we did is we actually went to Woolworths to get some snacks and then got some takeaway coffee. And then we took those snacks and that coffee to our friend's house. And then I marked that we had some baby cuddles because they have 2 young daughters, which are both mine and my husband's goddaughters. So I just marked baby cuddles. That we had some catch-ups, and then usually when we go to their house, it's like a known thing that we have like a pizza party according to their daughter, so we get pizza for dinner. So I marked that we had pizza and pasta. Normally we just flat out get pizza and everyone kind of just shares the pizzas. But this particular night we decided like we wanted to get something different, so we also got a pasta dish as well and we shared that. So that was good. And that brings us to the end of this week. It was quite a bit of a shorter one this time around. Again, like I said, because it looks as though I lost a whole chunk of footage. I don't know how that happened. I feel like there was a couple of videos last year that, like, as I'm editing them and stuff, I feel like I've not pressed record, or like an alert's come up or a call's come through on my phone or something and it's like stopped the recording from being effective. I've got no idea. But yeah, apologies. It was a mega short voiceover situation. I am going to try and do some talk through plan with me's in 2025. I did actually just film my New Year's spread and I tried to do a talk through, and I think I was about half an hour, like I had chatted for about half an hour and I'd only managed to put down bougie boxes. So I scrapped that. But yeah, that is it for this spread. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon for another one. Bye!